Hi, here a quick tutorial on the question I had frequently about animation inside Photoshop. So with Anim Dessin or the toolbar or the method. So when you're using the timeline, the video timeline, so you have video group, and sometimes you want two different workflow I will show here. So the first one with the same sample file will be, okay, I have two animation bits. So these boats moving and this ellipse, animation, and you want, for example, to have here this this line of animation, this video group clipped on this one. But if you're selecting this video group and just closing to be sure, so on top of this one, actually you can't create a clipping mask from a group onto another group. It's not possible at all. So one workaround will be to convert simply this smart object, this group in smart object, and in this case it's possible to create a clipping mask. So we have what we want. But just before converting, here a small warning, because you can see here that my canvas is larger than the boat and than the ball. But if I'm double clicking on this preview, you can see now the canvas of this smart object is only the size of the useful pixels in this animation. So meaning I don't have the same ratio between my, let's say, master PSD and this smart object content. So let's close that. Let's undo several times to be sure we have this. So one quick workaround, dirty quick workaround, will be to create a new layer on top of this group or below this group, up to you. If you want to create below, so just hold Command or Control on Windows and you can create below. Just fill the entire layer with pixels. Select both. Why I created the layer below the group is because when you're converting several layers, a stack of layers inside a smart object, it will take the name, if it's named, it will take the name of the first layer. So with that, my smart object keep the name of the group. So now I can say clip. Of course, it's black because of the black temporary layer we created. So just open the smart object, delete. You can see now we have the right aspect ratio. And save, close, and now we have what we want. Okay. So that was the first use case, clipping an animation on top of another animation. So that's how you can do that. Of course, in this case, you're losing the fact that you're working in only one PSD. You have to open in a new tab the content of this secondary animation if you want to make some retouch. So sometimes to think basic animation, it's complicated, so I will not recommend to clip at the beginning. But for the finishing parts, yeah, perhaps that will be the time to convert. So let's undo that. And let's talk about another thing. Sometimes for VFX purpose or let's say for different kind of purpose, you want to say, okay, I don't want to clip this, but I want this animation to be used, the secondary animation, so the red ball, to be used to knock out, to cut down the animation below. So using an animation to create a dynamic hole inside the other animation below. So for that, you can select both video group, and the trick is to convert that, so to place that video group inside a group, regular group, so with this thing, or Command G, Control G, and let's name it master group. So that's the group containing my animation. So, and you can also open that on the line here. So now that I have that, I will just right click on this one and choose blending options. So, but before that, I will just come back here, and so sorry, normally it's supposed I change the language of my layer. It's supposed to be a regular background. So here I have a background, and here just for the demo purpose, I just placed a picture with some water. So to show you different options inside the blending options feature we will use. So what we need to use in this case, we are on the one we want to knock out, is the knockout drop-down menu. And you can see we have known, and we have shallow and deep. So what is deep and what is shallow? Deep, first, seems, or shallow seems at first not working at all, or not doing anything. In fact, the reason why is because you need to use fill opacity, and to down the fill opacity, partially, or in our case at 0%, to see something. So now we're using the content of this layer or this group or whatever to knock down, to create a hole on the element below, except the background, the classical locked background, the default background. So in this case, you have a wall running through everything except the background. If I'm releasing the background, like I did before, you can see now I have a full hole, so we have the transparent shaker showing us that we are creating a full hole inside all the things. So coming back to layer, new, background from layer, so we have no background and it's again white. But let's say I want to stop the knockout at the group level. I don't want to knock out this one. So in this case, that's where the shallow option is relevant, because in this case, it will stop the knockout at the last layer inside this group. And just also for the record, knockout works effectively on the top layer, of course. So here we are, and here is how you can quickly use an animation, a simple, shape animation, inside to knock out another animation if you need for VFX composition purpose or whatever. So I hope that may help. Sorry, it's an ugly sample, but I just found the time to record this quick tutorial, and I just managed to create some silly examples.